Hello student. So let us start our discussion. In previous lecture, we have discussed the configuration of basic computer. So at that time, we have seen that how CPU will execute the instruction. We have discussed what is the instruction code and what is operation code, and how we can form the instruction by combining operation code with the address. And then we have discussed how we can assign the address. Then we have discussed the difference between addressing mode, means direct addressing and indirect addressing. Now, there should be an obvious question that how computer will perform all this operation. Okay, so before starting that discussion, we have to learn what is the CPU register. Okay, or which are the registers which play a key role in performing these operations. So our today's topic is CPU register. Let us start our discussion. So today we will try to discuss that uh, which are the CPU register and how it can be useful. So let me start. Okay. So if we start with the CPU register, then first of all, it can be divided into three groups. Okay, according to the size. So according to the size of register, it will be divided into three part. Let's say 16 bit, then 12 bit, and then 8 bit. Okay, so let me write down the all the register which is having size 16 bit. So if we start with the first register, then data register. It is also known as DR. Next is accumulator. It is also known as AC. Then next is instruction register. It is known as IR. Next, temporary register, which is known as TR. If we look at the 12-bit registers, okay, then we are having two register. Address register, it is known as AR, and next is program counter, it is known as PC. And 8-bit register, input register, and output register, which is known as INPR and outer. So let us start to understand what is the need of individual register. So data register will play a key role whenever accumulator or CPU will interact with the memory. So whenever CPU wants to retrieve any operand from the memory, first of all that operand will be stored into the DR, and then from DR it will be transferred to the accumulator. So that we will discuss how it will be transferred to accumulator in next topic. So right now what we will understand that this will hold the operand. Next is accumulator. We can say that this is the working part of CPU which is responsible for manipulation of data. So whatever arithmetic, logic or shift operation will be performed, okay, it will be performed into or the result of those operation will be directly stored into the accumulator. So it is also known as processor register. Instruction register. So in previous lecture we have discussed that computer will start execution from RAM, and then it will fetch the instruction or memory location one by one, and then it will decode the instruction. So whatever instruction is fetched, it will be stored into the instruction register. It hold the fetch, instruction. Okay, last, temporary register. So if you want to store any intermediate result or temporary data, okay, then temporary register will be used. Temporary data, or we can say intermediate result. Now all these registers are dealing with the data. Okay, so because of that, size of all these registers are 16-bit. Now address register. Whenever CPU wants to retrieve any operand from the memory, CPU has to specify the address of the memory. So using that address, operand will be fetched into the data register, and then from data register it will be transferred to accumulator. So what address register will do? It will hold the address. Now what program counter will do? Let's assume this is our RAM, right? From this memory location, process P1 is starting, or whatever execution instruction we want to execute, it is starting from this location. So how CPU will keep track, or how CPU will maintain record that after completion of this instruction, which instruction should be executed? Okay, so if there is a linear execution, then it will be linearly it will be executed one by one. Okay, but if you are jumping from let's say one function to another function, okay, so at that time there will be branch from one location to another location. So how CPU will keep track of all these addresses? Okay, here for that purpose CPU will use the program counter. So what program counter will do? It will hold the address of, you can say, next instruction. Clear with this? Now in previous lecture we have discussed that basic computer consists memory of 4096 word. So if you want to access any one location from 4096, then what would be the size of address bus, or how many bit will be required there? 12 bit. Okay, so this address register and program counter both are dealing with the uh, address. So because of that, their size is 12 bit. Clear with this? And last, input register and output register. So whenever CPU want to send data to output device, or CPU want to get input from the input device, at that time it will use this input register and output register. Okay, so what input register will do? It will hold the input character. What output register will do? It will hold output character. Here meaning of character is 8 bit. Okay, so it is also known as character. So many times whenever you will try to refer any online content, then you will come across word like character, byte, word, then double word. Okay, so likewise, so these all are the unit of memory. So this is how CPU registers can be helpful in execution of any process. Okay, so let me quickly revise. We are having total 4 data register, 2 address register, and 2 input output register. Which are 4 data register? Data register, accumulator, IR means instruction register, and TR temporary register. This is also known as processor register. All these 4 register will deal with the data, so the size of this register will be 16 bit. Then next we are having 2 address register, means the registers which will deal with the address. So for example, first one is AR, which will hold the address whenever CPU is dealing with the memory. Next is program counter, so it will be used by CPU to keep the track of execution of instruction, whether it is linear execution or it is a branch. And last 2 register, input register and output register. So this register will be helpful in performing input operation and output operation. So that's it. We will continue with next topic in next video. Thank you.